Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Brother Daryl, Brother Jesse. I thank you all. Peace to everybody in the room, everybody that's listening live at hangoutbwe.com. It's an honor and a pleasure to actually be here with you all. And I thank you, Brother Daryl, for just extending the opportunity to come on and speak to the people. I really do appreciate you for that, brother. And before I get started, before I say anything, I just want to thank everybody who decided to actually log in. Everybody who shared this, the link, everybody who commented, all the phone calls I got. I really am humbled by it, and I appreciate each and every one of you because it's a giver's economy. I want to give. I want to be able to give a lot of the years and the tens of thousands of dollars I've invested in myself in learning some of these strategies. I want to give some of this away because I know that it will come back not only to me but to others 10 and some 100-fold. But let me say this, brother, because you said something about my numbers staying the same, Brother Daryl. You know, that's one of the principles, not one of the strategies I'll share tonight, but one of the principles is constancy, consistency. See, my number hasn't changed as long as I've had a cell phone. I think I've changed my number twice since cell phones became publicly available. And why did I do that? Because you cannot be in business. You cannot be doing anything of value if you're going to be changing your number every 30 days, every 6 months, every year, because you can't keep your phone on or whatever the issue might be. You have to maintain consistency because consistency is going to be the key to success. All right, and so definitely just wanted to say that, brother. I thank you for even mentioning that. And that, just think, if you didn't have my number because I changed it, you would have never been able to contact me and give me the opportunity to present in front of this wonderful platform of people. So thank you, brother, for even mentioning that. Now, here's what we're here for, brothers and sisters. Oh my, when brother asked me to come on, listen, I got excited. I got fired up. Because now there are many strategies, but I've condensed it down into seven strategies for self-improvement that'll take your business and your personal life to the next level. Now I know you all want to know what those 7 are, and you want me to just go right on in on the 7, but let's set this up. Because think about this. Wouldn't it be awesome if your business had reached what Malcolm Gladwell said, the tipping point? You had got to the point to where your business is just overflowing. Your cup runneth over. Wouldn't it be awesome if you turned on your computer and you logged into your bank account and you saw 10, 15, 20, 30, $40,000 that just came in overnight? Wouldn't it be awesome that you can go anywhere on this planet with whoever you want, anytime you want, and not have to worry about the cost? Wouldn't it be just fantabulous if you could go to a car dealership and buy any car you wanted just because you like that style, that car? I don't care if it was a Hyundai, I don't care if it was a Toyota, I don't care if it was a Bugatti, but you could go get it because that's what you wanted. Without fear, without apprehension, I wonder if we can handle it. Wouldn't that be an awesome lifestyle that you can give as much charity as you want at any time you want? That the Honorable Louis Farrakhan could ask for something and you say, here it is, brother minister, I got it, I'll handle all of that. Wouldn't it be awesome if you could live that kind of lifestyle? Well, brothers and sisters, listen, while you might not have that right now, there are ways to achieve even something close to that, to where you might not buy the Bugatti, but you might get the Toyota. You might not be able to give the whole $100 million to some farmland, but you can give maybe $100,000. You might not be able to afford the $20 million mansion with the elevator in it, but you can get something maybe $300, $400, $500, maybe $1 million strong. That lifestyle exists, and there are people who are living it on all spectrums. I don't care what color you are, what religion they are, I don't care what ethnic background they come from. There are people in all walks of life that are living that lifestyle right now, so don't you ever trick yourself into believing that black folk don't live like that. See, I'm coming to you live from my home office in Phoenix, Arizona, out of Muhammad Mosque number 32. And I'll tell you this, the first strategy that I want to share with you all, which is pretty much the core of it all, is this. I called it the other side of now. Most of us, most people are struggling in their business and their personal and professional lives because of this one thing, fear. And what do you mean by that, Brother Rodney? You have a fear of dying. Now listen to this. One of my associates many years ago, he met me at a boot camp 10 years ago at least, maybe 15 years ago. And I had come out since then with an audio program, Meet the Goal, Strategies for Self-Improvement. I started writing a book, my first book, and he had called me up and asked me, he said, man, why can't I seem to get my life together? Why can't I seem to get success in business and other things in my personal life? And I said these words to him. I said, because you're afraid of dying. And he said to me, no, I'm not. I said, yes, you are. He said, no, I'm not. I said, no, really, you are. He stopped. He says, you know what? Okay, man, I don't understand because I'm not afraid of dying. I said, yes, you're afraid of dying. See, I'm not talking about physical death. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say they're not afraid of physical death. That's an easy one, really. But I'm talking about you're afraid of being the person that you don't know is on the other side of who you've chosen to be right now. Most of us are afraid of what's on the other side of who we become, the person you had to be in order to survive your current reality or what you think is reality. See, we put on these masks to shield who we really are. We put on these masks to protect ourselves, to keep us from being hurt, to keep us from being seen. And these masks help us navigate what we call reality, our current world, and understanding of it. But see, just on the other side of that is your success. See, you have to know how to kill or die to that old person. You cannot expect change and remain the same at the same time. It does not happen. It will not work. You have to be willing to die. See, in Christ, I die daily. You have to be willing to take off the old man and put on a new man or woman. See, the first step, the first strategy is you must be willing to go to a place you don't know what it looks like. It's scary. It's unknown. But that's what makes it paradise. See, eye have not seen, ear have not heard, nor has it entered into the heart of man to know what lies beyond this world's life. See, you got to have some kind of faith, some kind of trust to do this walk. Whether it be a faith walk, a business walk, or even a relationship walk, you got to be able to have that faith to say, you know what, I don't know what the other side looks like, but I know right here, right now, this I don't like. See, 100% dissatisfaction will bring about 100% change. The question I have for you in strategy number one is, are you dissatisfied? And if you are, what level of dissatisfied are you? That's the real question. What's on the other side? It's up to you to find out. You got to be willing to boldly go where no one has gone before. In your life, it's up to you to challenge yourself to say, you know what, I'm going to step out on faith. And I don't care what it looks like on the other side, but I know one thing, I don't want this. And I want to go to see what something else looks like. Strategy number one. Now strategy number two. Once you're ready to boldly go where you've never gone before, to step out on faith, be brave, be bold, to say, you know what, I'm willing to go to that next level. I don't even know what it looks like. You got to be able to say to yourself that I don't know, that I don't know. See, most people don't know that they don't know, and that's a very dangerous place to be. See, brothers and sisters, when you don't know that you don't know, you'll have an arrogance about yourself, and you'll walk around as if you have arrived at some place, some point. Or somebody might bring something up or bring something to your attention about something that could absolutely change your life. But if you don't know that you don't know, you'll dismiss anything that anybody says of value that can totally take your lifestyle, your business, your relationship to the next level because you don't know that you don't know. That's a dangerous place. You have to always remain a student. See, the student must study. At no point are you ever to become the teacher. I might be teaching, but I am not the teacher. I'm going to say it again. I might be teaching, but I am not the teacher. I am a student, and the student must study. Well, what does that imply? That implies that I don't know, and I'm in a constant state of not knowing. You have to just accept that about yourself and say, you know what? I don't know. Even the things that you do know, you might be God in your area. You might be a supreme scientist as it relates to engineering or science or mathematics, like the math doctor. Oh my goodness, a supreme scientist. But I'll tell you one thing about that brother. He knows that there are things he doesn't know, and he's constantly in a state of growth and development to learn even more and more. So as a teacher, he's still a student and can share those things that he's constantly learning to help improve those who are his students now, who one day will become teachers of others, but still yet remain a student. See, you have to know that you don't know. It's a dangerous place, brothers and sisters, to try to stay there in ignorance. You've heard the saying that ignorance is bliss. I know you've heard that. And right now, in the private elusive exclusive group, I want you to put in that ignorance is bliss. Put that in right now, and then after you put ignorance is bliss, he said it was somebody broke who said that. Ignorance ain't bliss, that's called poverty. Ignorance is not bliss, it's called poverty. Just accept that right now. All right, I've never seen anybody in ignorance and saying I'm happy, I'm ignorant, I'm happy. Never. That's not true. I don't know the broke person that said that. I hope they gone already. And quit telling people that. Don't ever say that again in your life. Ignorance not bliss. That's a terrible state to be in. You have to know that you don't know and always say, you know what? There's things I don't know. There's more I can do. There's more I can learn. There's somebody that knows a little bit more than me. One thing I've heard one of my mentors, the late Jim Rohn, say, he said, if you're a six-figure income earner, and that's where you are right now, you need to invite a seven-figure income earner to your group because you're not doing enough. Hello, somebody. See, if I'm making over $100,000 a year and I'm comfortable with that, see, I might need to bring somebody in making $1 million or $2 million or $3 million in to talk to me, to give me some strategies to take me to the next level. See, if you want Jay-Z money, you got to be willing to talk to Jay-Z. But you can't hang out with the people you've been hanging out with and expect to go to the next level. It doesn't work that way, which leads us to the third strategy for self-improvement. The mentor. You have to have or find and identify a mentor. Somebody that knows what you don't know. Now, let me say this. In order to find a mentor, you have to be in a humble state of mind. You cannot approach a mentor in arrogance. You have to come like Luke did to Yoda. Now at first when Luke showed up to Yoda, Luke, he figured he knew that was happening. Who are you, little fella? Oh, I can't listen to you. You're green, you're small, you live in the projects of the swamp. Man, I got an X-Wing fight over here. What you gonna tell me? Well, Yoda said, hey, yo, if you got it, shake the spot. I mean, I'm paraphrasing now because that ain't how the movie go. That's the black version. That's the black version. But at some point, Luke had to humble himself because at some point during his journey, he realized that he didn't know, and there was something that this man had that he needed. See, in order to go to the next level, you have to find a mentor, somebody with the skills, the proven ability to take you to the next level. Now, it's not enough just to find the mentor though. Here's the tricky part for most. You have to be willing to humble yourself and submit yourself entirely to do what your mentor tells you to do. And let me say this, without question. Without question. See, remember, the student must study. And those of you who are on the line, and I'm going to say this to those who know, in the instructions to the laborers, see, we are to copy Elijah Muhammad's answers. Mr. Elijah's answers of Mr. Elijah Muhammad 2 of said lesson number 1. All right, learn your lessons. And to copy an answer is to copy a response. An answer is a response. We have to copy the response of another. So how do we know what to do? I just copy the minister's answers, his response to things. I copy Elijah Muhammad's response to things. I copy Farad Muhammad's response to things. I copy Brother Jesse's response to things. I can copy a Brother Nuri, a brother Daryl, a Sister Ava. You see, I can copy the answers to those who are in front of me who are doing great and powerful things. And if I just do what they did, step where they stepped, walk where they walked, all the empowered movements that they made, leaving off the mistakes, because a mentor is going to share with you their errors and mistakes. And so if I'm able to walk that same walk in humility and complete submission, I'll get the results they got. That's just simple mathematics, brothers and sisters. Most people want to do what I do. I get a chance to travel the globe doing what I do, speaking and training to thousands upon thousands of people a year. And I love what I do. And I'll tell you this, a lot of people say, Brother Rodney, Brother Assad, I want to do what you do. But here's the thing, most people want to do what I do, but you're not willing to do what I did to do it. You want what I have. You want my lifestyle, but you're not willing to do what I did to get it. See, it's one thing to have this big house and a nice car and money in the bank, but are you willing to invest tens of thousands of dollars in yourself? Are you willing to go to countless seminars and buy books and audio programs and go over it and actually apply the information immediately? Most people are not going to do that. See, you want the result, but you don't want the work. See, I want what the minister has, but I'm not willing to go through what he went through to be where he is. That's aborting the mission. You will never be successful, and you will end up aborting yourself, because what happens is it's out of place. It's out of season. There's a mathematical sequence that has to happen in order to get those results. You might get some results, but the results will be haphazard and they'll be tainted because you didn't follow the script, the scripture, the plan. Get a mentor, brothers and sisters. Find somebody that knows what you don't know and do what they tell you to do. Leads us to the fourth. That's four? That's four. Our fourth strategy and tip, empowered study. See, once your mentor is found, and you've submitted yourself to them. See, your mentor is going to make demands on you and make requests of you. They're going to ask you to buy some books. They're going to ask you to invest in some resources, some things that are going to help you, some things that help them. You have to be willing to engage that empowered study. Though some of those books might be books you might find odd, things you said, why would I read that? But you can't follow your mentor with suspicion and doubt in your heart. It won't work. You won't get the benefit and the results that you seek if you follow with doubt and suspicion. You have to be totally willing to give up yourself to somebody else. So your mentor is going to recommend these books, these resources, have you attend seminars and workshops, have you listen to people on conference calls. They might even have you join an elusive, exclusive group, Black Wealth Empowerment. So you got to be willing to take that action and join. You might not understand. You might not know why. But the question isn't why. The question is the what. What results have they got? What does their life look like? See, that empowered study might engage or involve you turning off the TV set. One of my good friends and mentors I grew up with many years ago in Pittsburgh, California, Jerry DeRino Clark. Many of my people in network marketing and personal development know Jerry, and Jerry calls the TV the electronic income reducer. He said, if you ever want to lose money, sit in front of that box for hours, guaranteed you won't earn a dime. See, if you're watching the Real Housewives of anything, if you watch it, the auction show, or the going to the storage wars and crocodile, I don't know what the heck these show. I have a TV in my house and that thing's got dust on it. I don't have cable. Let me tell you that right now. I don't own cable. I used to say only my rich Muslim friends have cable, y'all. And most Muslims say I ain't rich, and I know why, because you paying for cable. Hello? That's where your money going. Support the economic blueprint. You got the sports package though. I'm not gonna go there. See, you gotta engage in empowered study. So you gotta be willing to turn the TV off, put down some of the Harlequin novels, don't read the Inquirer, the local newspaper. Come on, really? I mean, I can tell you what's in the newspaper. Crime, death, mayhem, somebody stole something, somebody robbed somebody, something happened to someone was on fire, somebody crashed, some sports team did something with somewhere, somehow, somebody got found out, it rained, snowed, there was an earthquake someplace, there was a tornado, hurricane, somewhere on the planet, there was a fire, there's a flood. That pretty much covered all your news right there. You ain't got to listen to no more of it. If it's something that's going to happen that's affecting you, you in the middle of it right there, so you ain't got to read about it. So turn off the TV, put down the newspaper, and read some empowering books that are going to help you, your life, your business, and your family. You have to engage in empowered study. One book I highly recommend is the Twitter book, the Twitter 2.0 book. That book has changed my whole reality. Even with something I recently dealt with the passing of my wife, there was something in it for me in that book. My mother called me a few weeks back and she quoted something out of the Twitter, but the Twitter book is powerful. See, I'm engaging in powerful study. You have to be willing to engage in powerful study, brother and sister. Now, that leads us to the fifth strategy. Network for more network. You have to be willing to network for more network. Birds of a feather do indeed flock. Charlie Tremendous Jones says, the books you read and the people you associate with will determine your income or your lifestyle. The books you read and the people you associate with. Birds of a feather do indeed flock. If you want to be a millionaire, you can't hang out with thousandaires, 100aires. If your closest circle are broke, busted, and complaining about their economics, you might need to change your friends. It's okay. It's not a bad thing to do. I know you're saying, you say, Brother Rodney, don't say that. I don't want to change my friends. I understand. I know what you say. I know what you're going through. That's the other side problem you got. You got that other side problem. You don't know what it look like if you give up the people you hanging out with right now. But I tell you this, if you want to go to higher levels, you have to start associating yourself with people who are doing bigger and better things. You can't stay where you are and then welcome in the kingdom of God. It doesn't work. Two things cannot occupy the same space at the same time. You either gonna love God or you not, or love mammon. I mean, you got to decide who you with. All right, render unto Caesar what is Caesar. So if your friend circle are complaining that they broke, their relationship is bad, my wife ain't this, brother. You know how these sisters. If you got that circle, delete their numbers out your phone, block them on Facebook, and start friending some new folk that are doing things. All right, I promise you, it's going to change your reality because your income is the average of the 5 closest friends. Check your people, ask how much they make, and then do the math on your stuff, and you'll see why you're in the condition you're in. You're hanging out with the wrong people. All right, now, I'm not saying you got to distance yourself from your friends and not know them anymore. That's an option, no. But what I'm saying is this, you have to start realigning some of your associations. Now, some of your friends don't want to keep you where you are. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Don't do that. Don't be on that conference call. Why are you joining that Black Wealth Empowerment Group? Why are you on that webinar with them? Who told you to get that Twitter book? Why are you doing that? You're going to get that. But you have to push past that. Because what they're trying to keep you where you are because familiarity breeds contempt. Well, it actually breeds comfortability. Mediocrity. So network for more net worth. 6th principle, self-talk. What are you saying to yourself? What's your internal dialogue sounding like? See, help me out. Y'all help me out. Money is the root of what? All evil, they say. You've heard it like a mantra. Money is the root of all evil. Well, let me tell you, that's a lie. I don't know what liar told you that. But you need to go back and smack them in the face and say, don't you ever say nothing else to me again? Because money ain't the root of all evil, it's the root of all poverty. I tell you that. It's the root of crime. It's the root of prostitution and drugs. I got some roots for you. Right? No, it's the love of money. See, an inordinate love of filthy lucre, that's the problem. See, you don't love money. Money is nothing. I mean, I want fruits and vegetables. I don't want money. I want a place to live. I don't need money. I need a car to drive, right? I don't need money. Money is just a vehicle, a medium of exchange. So I don't care if we're bartering services. That's an exchange. I love the exchange, but not the actual piece of paper. All right? So what's your self-talk as it relates to money? What is your self-talk as it relates to relationships, friendships, God, faith? What's your internal dialogue, and who gave it to you? Who told you that was true? And have you ever checked back to see if what they said was absolutely right and exact? See, money is not the root of all evil. Poverty consciousness is real, brothers and sisters. Poverty consciousness is real. And most of us have a bad financial thermostat set. It's set too low. Because somebody told us that being wealthy is bad. See, it's easier for the camel to get through an eye of a needle than a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven. You ain't did the math. Your mathematics is all bad. Because if you studied that, the eye of a needle ain't a literal eye of a needle. Come on, man. Woman, you really think they were talking about a physical need? Come on. It's an actual literal place, and camels had to stoop down. You had to humble yourself. And see, the problem with some people who are wealthy, I didn't say all, I said some people who are wealthy, is that there's no humility tied to their wealth. You see, you have to be able to lower yourself, humble yourself to get to that eye of the needle, enter into that place of business. Most wealthy people, or many, I won't say most, many wealthy people are not willing to do that. So that's not true. So don't ever say that. It's not wealth that's the problem. It's what you do with it, your mindset around it, and how you treat others when you achieve some measure of what you might think is success or wealth. What do you do with your wealth? How do you help improve the condition of others around you? What is your self-talk, brothers and sisters? Are all women bad and evil? Are all men dogs? What's your dialogue like? You see, you have to change your thinking. Now, how do you change your thinking? You have to get new ideas, have new experiences, and associate with new people that can turn some lights on in your mind to show you that that self-talk is what's limiting you. It's got you where you are, the relationships you have, because you're telling yourself over and over again, this is how that is, this is how that is, this is how that is. You're trying to wonder why you're not getting different results. I'll say this point on the last point before we go to the 7th step. Jerry interviewed Dr. Joe Dispenza in the movie What the Bleep Do We Know? And Dr. Joe, he's a quantum physicist, quantum thinking. And Jerry says, well, what do you say to people who say think outside the box? Dr. Joe said this: the problem with thinking outside the box is this: you can't think yourself out of a box using the same mind that produced the box in the first place. Did you hear me? You cannot think yourself out of a box using the same thinking that produced the box in the first place. You need new experiences, new realities, new thinking. And how's that going to come? You have to get a mentor, somebody that's going to lead you down a different path. The 7th step and final step, brothers and sisters: take action. See, all of that sounds great and awesome, but the one critical component that most people miss is the taking immediate and massive action. Some of you are old enough to remember this: E.F. Hutton commercials. And there may be all kind of chaos going on, and then somebody say, well, E.F. Hutton said, and the room will get quiet and everybody listen, because when E.F. Hutton talks, people listen. See, taking action is this: if you get a tip, a strategy, a suggestion from somebody that's getting the results that you want, that you seek, you have to take immediate and massive action on the recommendations. I'll give you this point. One of my cousins, I gave him a recommendation for a book. He said that his life wasn't going the way he wanted it to go. He was trying to get some breakthroughs in his life, and I told him about a book. Miguel Ruiz. If you haven't read that book, you really deserve to earn that book. The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. It's a New York Times bestseller. And I told him, get that book. It's going to change your life. Everybody I recommended that read it, changed your life, changed my life. Get that book. And he says, okay, cool. I passed by a bookstore on my way to work. I'm going to get that book. I said, all right, when you call, I want you to read it. I want you to call me. We're going to go over some strategies in it. We'll talk about it, really, pound this thing out and get you the results you seek. He said, all right. 2-3 weeks later, called him up, said, get the book. He said, oh man, I get it. I'll get my check today. I'm going to swing by and get it. When I get my check, I'm going to swing by and get it. I said, cool. Yeah, make sure you call me once you got that. Boom. Fast forward a year. You get the book. Oh man, I my job, I'm making some transitions, but I'm gonna still get it. I'm gonna pick that up. Fast forward 4 years. You know, man, I can't really get my life on task, man, Rod. You know, I'm trying to really change some things in my life. And I said this to him. I said, you know what? Don't you say nothing else like that to me ever again. I said, because I ain't got no respect for a man that ain't got no wife, no babies, and no money. I'm going to say that again. I ain't got no respect for a man that ain't got no wife, no babies, and no money. You ain't got nothing else to do with your time but work, and then you ain't got nothing else to do with your time but follow a suggestion I gave you. You want to change your life, but I gave you a suggestion on something that would change your life, and you didn't do it. You don't want to change your life. You're addicted to where you are. You gotta take massive and immediate action, brothers and sisters. That's the only way you're gonna get through this. Matter of fact, let me read something real quick out of the Courage Coach. Look at this, a playbook, quotes of courage. And Courage Coach quote of Courage number 9, it says, by William J. Locke, it says, I believe half the unhappiness in life comes from people being afraid to go straight at things. I'm gonna read it again. I believe half the unhappiness in life comes from people being afraid to go straight at things. You got to be willing to take massive and immediate action on the tips and suggestions of your mentor and those around you that are getting the results that you seek. When you hear your minister, your imam, your bishop, whoever it is that gives you a tip or a strategy that you know in your heart is going to change things for you, you don't wait, you don't think about it, you ain't got to figure it out, you ain't got to wonder if it worked. Just do it, and do it now, because where you at right now ain't where you know you want to be. And I tell you, when you take that action, just small steps, I promise you, you're going to start seeing instant results in your business and your personal life and your professional life, and your families are going to start to take notice that now you got it, because everything you do is really about action. I thank you all, brothers and sisters, for listening to these 7 strategies, 7 steps. I'm the Courage Coach, and I want you to do this. No matter what else you do in life, I want you to always remember to cultivate the courage to roar.